Welcome to CATtheMinion YouTube channel. My name is Teresa, but you can call me Cat. I have a video here that's an update on my Etsy shop. Not only because I've sold some stuff recently and I want to let people know it's still available. There we go. Please excuse all the loud vehicles going by. It was temporarily quiet when I started. So what's available in my Etsy shop and the update that I've done. So, because my shop is still very much in its infancy, I had to restrict where I ship to. Some of that's because I wasn't sure I was going to be able to have tracking numbers for stuff going outside of the US. Um, and I found out that that is possible. It can be kind of costly depending. Um, but I've gone through and sampled some countries and checked on the postage for certain types of shipping, certain sizes. There's a global guarantee shipping that's like really pricey, that's like definitely tracked, definitely delivered. There's like a cheaper first class shipping, but the stuff that's inside has to be declared at zero value. And I'm not going to do that because this is items that are being paid for at a certain rate, and I'm not willing to fudge or lie on customs forms. Um, I don't think that's right. Um, my chapbook packs, I'm mailing singles globally with the global stamp. Um, the value of the pack is less than $3.50, so that's not really worth declaring on customs. So those ship, but they don't have a tracking number. But because I have like 600 of them, if it gets lost and it doesn't get delivered, I can easily just pop another one in the mail and hope for the best, or for $3.50, if you really want a refund, if it just takes forever and ever to get there, I'll be like, okay, I'll give you your $3 back, like whatever. Um, it's still important for it to get there, but because the item value is so low, like paying an exorbitant amount of shipping is ridiculous. If you were going to get like 20 chapbook packs, then it would make sense to put a tracking number on it. And I don't even know if I have that available, but um, most of these items are going to be worth tracking because there's only one of them, and um, it's like a value amount that's worth actually tracking. Um, so a lot of these drawings and other things are going to be somewhere on the order of like $20 to $70. And what I've done is I've selected 10 sample countries uh, for this like first rollout of shipping to more stuff globally. Um, just so I can see how everything works, so I know exactly how much everything is going to cost and what's available, and how to make sure that I get practice with the customs forms and which method of shipping is best, whether I can ship it first class and have it um, go through with a tracking number that actually works, so you know where your stuff is, or if it's going to go priority and be able to have a tracking number, whether that's priority mail tracking or the customs tracking number. Um, so everything that I'm doing right now that's actual works are going to be what fits in a 9 by 12 envelope. So it might be, um, the 4 pack of 4 by 4 etchings, or it might be something that's like exactly 9 by 12 or 10 by 10 or something like that. If it fits in that size envelope, um, that's what I'm offering to ship globally. And I have one larger drawing that's big enough to fit in the big triangle that they have down at the post office. Um, my Uriel drawing that I'm having available, because that's going to be a test. If somebody buys it outside of the United States, then I'll be able to say like, oh yes, now I can figure out how to do that. But there's some that are smaller that might fit in like a legal size, or like a giant manila envelope, or in a smaller tube, or stuff that's like odd size packages that I don't want to test right now in terms of global shipping. Um, for a lot of the works, um, not all of them, but for a lot of the things in my Etsy shop, you can get print versions on DeviantArt that'll ship wherever, um, and I don't have any like part in the shipping of that, but it's more widely available. And then for some of the psychedelic designs, you'll be able to see matches for them on in my cafe press, which is also like a global shipping type thing. So if you can't get a Sleipnir plushie, you could get Sleipnir merch or Sleipnir prints. And the same thing for something like iLotus, the digital remaster in prints, the digital remaster in merchandise. Um, you know, that way you can still zhuzh up your space. Um, and this is a thing that's going to take a while. Some test countries that I wanted to test, like Germany and Australia, I couldn't do in the test um, because they're COVID restricted. Uh, so that narrowed down the countries. So, for example, if I ship something first class 9 by 12 envelope to the United Kingdom, it's like $20. And I think it's like $25, $24. But if I ship it express mail, it's like 30. And this is so that I know that it's going to be able to be tracked. Um, Other things are a lot more expensive. You get like a tube or a package, and I want to ship it to Singapore, or I want to ship it to France or something. Anything that's got any heft to it, any size to it, can be up to $50 to ship it. So I'm trying to start a little bigger than tiny, and just to try to like figure it out and smooth out the system. This isn't like a huge operation. I'm my only employee and I do everything in my business. I do the advertising, I do the artwork, I do the shipping, I do the details, the links, the videos, um, and because I have a huge anxiety and depression issue, I have to be able to like work in this narrow frame until I understand stuff. You know, this is the neurodivergence taking over. Like I can't just like roll out everything. I had some bad experiences shipping anywhere on eBay like 15, 20 years ago, and I don't want to put myself in that position again. So it's going to be this sort of narrow band of rollout, which is kind of a lot of stuff actually. And then, you know, if I get more experience with that, then I can expand it. I'll do like another round of test countries. I'll start adding packages. Um, I have the Lotus Craft Foam Lotus singles and the chakra sets that would be nice to be able to mail out. So those might come in next. Um, but there's certain things like that that you can get the templates of and make it on your own. Um, so that's the kind of thing that I'm dealing with here. Um, so with that whole long intro taking forever, I just want to get into this. So I've got my slide here that shows like what's happening, right? So we got the 9 by 12, which is 22.86 by 30.48 centimeters. That's, you know, mostly flat, and will fit a large percentage of what I've got on Etsy. And then I've got the tube. Here I drew a triangle because that's what they've got available for free down at the post office. Um, and it's just as good as a round tube. And they only have like one length down there. So if I want to get smaller tubes to ship something like Louis or She's Saying in Eighths, I'm gonna have to like either make one out of spare cardboard, or I'm gonna have to go out and buy some uh, until I figure it out. So for these smaller flat pieces that fit in the 9 by 12, and Uriel, the 18 by 24, that one rolled thing that I'm offering right now, because it's big and it'll fit in the big tube. So I'm testing Canada, United Kingdom, which is, you know, Great Britain and Northern Ireland, Japan, Italy, Switzerland, Singapore, Belgium, Finland, France, and Spain. Um, and I think 2 of those countries may or may not have tracking with the first class mail, so this is why I'm testing it. I don't want to get too carried away. There's like 200 countries, and I need to, like, you know, just kind of branch out slowly. If I'm not shipping to your region and you really want something, you can always message me and I'll see what I can do. And again, I can't ship to countries that are COVID restricted right now. So again, like Germany and I think the Netherlands and New Zealand and Australia and, you know, a dozen other countries I can't ship to right now anyway. Okay, so this is just the slide. I got the little flags, and again, global shipping for single chapbook packs not tracked. And those are all randomized, but I've got hundreds of them. So if it gets lost, I'll either refund you or send another one in the mail, and it takes like might take like 6 weeks depending. 3 to 6 weeks depending. All right, so my slide here, this is just now I'm just showing you what's still for sale. So some of these are on sale this week while I'm recording this, so you'll see that, you know, if you zoom in, you'll see that it's like has a little sale price on it, the percentage off. And I'm running sales about every week through June, and then I haven't scheduled any sales yet for July, but I'll probably do that again, depending. So you get it a little bit off. So this is art gifts, and you see that 2 of them here are available to those sample countries. I have Papyrus Celtic and Ex Lotus, and those are carved mat board, and they're flat, and they're, you know, like 3 millimeters thick. One is 9 by 9, and the other one is like 4 by 11. And then I have my Anne Rice characters book that I made as a project in college. So there's 12 panels, I think, 12 characters, something like that. That is not currently available outside of the United States. Okay, so then I have divination tools. So I have my chapbook packs here, and I got a little globe there to show you that that's the global thing. And then I have the downloadable PDF of the charm bucket, which means you print it out yourself, customize it, color it in, glue it onto stuff, whatever you want to do. And then I have 2 printed proof sets, and those proof sets are available globally, or not globally, to the 10 sample countries. Those I've got them packed up in manila envelopes. I should also point out, while my voice is croaking here, I should also point out that usually when I mail stuff, I'm sticking like extra little goodies in there. It's not going to dramatically affect the weight, but I'll put like an extra drawing and usually a chapbook pack or a few in there. So, and those items I'd list as 0 on a customs form. But when I'm writing for the item, if the item sale price for the item is $35, then on the customs form it's going to be $35. That's not something I'm willing to lie about. And we have 3D art with the foam lotus here. So I've got the template, so you can make your own. That's a PDF that you can print out. And so there's no shipping involved. And then I have, and if you can't print it out, you could just bring it up on a big screen and trace it onto paper that you do have. You know, save the file, and then you can trace it as many times as you want, print it out as many times as you want. So I've got and the other ones are not available globally yet, but I've got singles in 4-inch, singles in 6-inch, and then the 4-inch chakra set. I haven't made any 6-inch sets yet, so it takes about 8 hours to make a set. And then the only plushies I've got right now are the Sleipnir plushies. You can buy both of them or one of them. There's a cream one and a chocolate one. Not available globally yet, but I have merch and prints with the drawing that's based on, which is a digital drawing, so there's no real one. So I have a lot of flat drawings. This is the biggest section in my shop, so you can see that a lot of these, all of the ones on this slide, are available to the sample countries. So we have Gabriel, which is a channeled work, and we have Worlds, which is my portrait of Brian May that is in the oh, what is it called? Another World. Hang on, I'm gonna get it. I can't remember. Yeah, Another World, the Bry Art Collection book that's available on the Queen merchandise website. It's for charity. So that this is the original drawing that was submitted and is printed in that book. And a portion of my World's drawing goes to the Save Me charity, which is what that book was for. And then I have Everything's Coming Up Roses. So that's a drawing of Adam Lambert, and part of that is going to the Feel Something Foundation. I've got Rowan Mayfair, and part of the sale of this I'm going to be donating to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. I have a set of 4 dinosaur drawings here. I have Allosaurus, Lambeosaurus, Parasaurolophus, and Quetzalcoatlus. I have my Geomancy drawing, the original drawing. So I have a digital remaster that's available as prints, and then I have the digital remaster that's available as merchandise. And then on the digital remaster, the background is rainbow. So there's going to be a black outline around the design, and then when it's not isolated, some of them do have a black background, but some of them have like a rainbow spiral background. So you can check that out. But this is for the original drawing. And I have this ombre dress fashion design that I made here with colored pencil and marker, sort of a cocktail dress. And then I have what I call medieval dreadlocks, which is another fashion design. It's more of a sketch. It's kind of hewn into the page. So those are available, and all of those are available to the sample countries. And here we have more drawings. So here down in the bottom corner, this is Uriel, and you can see that it's pointing to the triangle. So this is the large drawing, 18 by 24. I'll have a piece of paper over the front of it to protect the chalk from getting scuffed up, and then he'll be rolled up and in the triangle. And the other 3 on the bottom here are too large to fit in the envelope. So I've got HBIC, which is my Helena Bonham Carter fashion design. I've got She Sang in Eighths, which is a Lady Gaga based thing. And then I've got Mouth, which was actually drawn from a photo of Cindy Crawford. So those 3 are all designated to be donating portions to charity, but they're not available to the sample countries. So Helena Bonham Carter is to the Black Film Collective. The Lady Gaga one, I'm going to be donating a portion of that to the Born This Way Foundation. And the Cindy Crawford Mouth one, I'm going to be donating a portion of that to the Mercury Phoenix Trust. Up at the top here, on the far right, above the triangle, but not pointing to it, because it's not available to the sample countries, is Louis Dupont de Lac. Okay, so he is also an Anne Rice character, so he's also going to be, a chunk of that's going to be going to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. And I've got these 2 typographical, actually they're all 3 of them are typographical. These are all available worldwide. So the You're Not One of Us, it's called Not One, and that was based on a song sung by Alison Araheta, and she had featured in one of her no bullshit Instagram live streams this place called Our Land Thailand, which is saving elephants and doing all kinds of other stuff. So portion of that is going to be donated to that when that sells. And then this black and white one is called Love of My Life, and that's going to be portion of that to the Mercury Phoenix Trust. This other one says Pain, Sorrow, and Grief, and it's called Bells Will Be Ringing, and a portion of that one is going to be going to the Feel Something Foundation. So other drawings here on this slide. So all of these are small enough that they're going to be available to the sample countries. So I have these two different line drawings, which is a cartoon, for digitally colored fashion designs featuring Adam Lambert. So one of them is blood orange, and the other one is a doublet fashion. And both of those are going to have portions donated to the Feel Something Foundation. This one is Adele, and I drew it for my how to draw faces video. And I'm going to be donating a portion of that one to the Black Tea Film Collective. These other ones are all from my Lotus series. The one down in the bottom right corner is actually Jack Douglas, a YouTuber, and he has this character that was in his Dubstep Solves Everything 3 video called Auto-Tune Jesus, and I'm going to be donating a portion of that to the Mercury Phoenix Trust. And so the one up top, Lionisma, or Lionisme, depending on how you want to read it, that was like a test drawing for the Lotus series. And then I have Eye Lotus and Sacred Sex and the Dark One. So those are all available to the sample countries. And the last panel for the drawings section, which I have a little bit screwed up on the slide, but whatever, I'm not going to worry about it. No, these ones are all just for me. So these are all available to the sample countries. I have Crestfall and Carnosaur Teeth and my channel drawing of Archangel Michael with his plaid armor and a fashion design called Red Shoes, and then my Bugia de los Muertos drawing, which is on the cover of my dark poetry book Lantern. So all of these are available to the sample countries. So then I have etchings. These are all available to the sample countries. So I have my white ground Buddha etching. I have all of my Celtic double totem etchings. So there's 4 proofs that are available as a set. 3 of them are black and white, one of them has marker on it, and one of them, the one shown in the sample here, has some of the ink rubbed off, so there's a white patches. There's the last proof, which is hand colored, that's available by itself, and then there's the final print, which is on the really fancy etching paper and is also hand colored and has some of the white rubbed off from the ink. So those are available to the sample countries. I have 4 oil on paper, and then I have my Angel canvas board set. The white box one with the yellow on it is too big to fit in the 9x12, so that one's not available to the sample countries. And those canvas boards set are heavy and in a fairly sizable box and not available to the sample countries right now. But these other 3, the Monochrome Still Life 3, and oh, actually the Still Life with Hoop is too big also, so that one's not available. But the other 2, the Still Life Monochrome 3 and the Still Life with a pomegranate, which is a thumbnail version done with a palette knife, those are available to the sample countries. So just the 2 of them there. And I have watercolor. So some of these available. The Unicorn watercolor is too big, and so is the Amadeo and Friends on Gondola. The Amadeo and Friends is Anne Rice characters, so that's going to be a portion donated to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. The These other ones are small enough to fit in the 9x12 and will be available to the sample countries. So I have my Mao drawing, which is mixed media, marker, watercolor, and pencil. I have African Gold Cat watercolor sketch. I have these 3 fashion designs down here. So these are watercolor. Plum Tree Futuristic, Rock and Red Boots, and then Antique Gold, which has some acrylic paint on it also. So those 5 available to the sample countries. And the last thing I have down here is this 1988 Barbie dinner date fashion that's complete. And I'm not offering that globally right now because it's not it's not expensive enough to soak up the shipping cost. If you really want it, let me know and I'll work something out. Because most of that $15 is going to be like $8.95 for priority mail shipping to whoever gets it, like in the United States, as it's listed right now. So if you really want that and you're outside of the United States, just message me and I'll figure out how much it's going to cost to ship it in a sort of cheap and timely-ish manner, but not like I'm not gonna do it in like the $20 shipping, so it probably won't be tracked, but we'll see. If you have to have it. I think that's it. That's what's available. Oh yeah, and then there's going to be another segment in this video after this, talking about the set of costume design mat boards that I'm going to be adding to Etsy within the next couple days of recording this video. So probably by June 5th I'll have them up. Right, onward to the next section. So I do have another item that I'm going to be adding to Etsy not that long after I finish this video. I just have to do this first. So I have a set here of roughly square mat board. These are 20 years old now. This is a series that go with the play The Miser, and these I made for my costume design for the theater class when I was in college. So these are period accurate ish purportedly to the time that the play is set in, which I believe is the 1660s. It's been 20 years since I've read it. So these mat boards are set. I think I took the rough drafts and put them in with my chapbook packs and chopped them up. But this final set I'm going to be putting on there. I've got a nice box to mail them in that my Bry art book came in, so that's handy. Square box to put them in. So I have this set here. So there's one. Some of these are set diagonally and some of them are set square. So I have this, and they're not in order right now because I wasn't prepared for this. So I have this one. That's 1, 2. These are watercolor and graphite. 3, 4, 5. This is essentially the same dress that I draw Deborah Mayfair wearing when I draw her. I lost count. 4, that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and there we go, lucky number 13. So I guess there's 13 of these if I counted them correctly. Some of them have little push pin holes in them from putting them up either in class or in my dorm room. So these are going to be available. It's like 3 millimeters thick, I think. So these are going to be for sale, and they're going to be, for now, for my test period, they're only going to be available for addresses in the United States. It's pretty hefty. It's probably going to be super expensive to mail overseas, especially with a tracking number. But if you are outside of the United States and you really want it, always message me, email me, message me through Etsy, whatever you want to do. So those are going up soon too. So look out for those.